Welcome to my YouTube channel. What if the change in your pocket could secretly make you a millionaire overnight? And I'm not talking about some ancient treasure buried under the ocean, I'm talking about a modern coin you might have ignored just this morning, the 2014 D Jefferson Nickel, a coin so ordinary that millions of people have spent it without a second thought, yet hidden among them is a version so rare, so unusual, that collectors have whispered about it reaching jaw-dropping figures. With some estimates pushing as high as $60 million, yes, you heard that right, a single 5-cent coin potentially worth more than luxury mansions, private jets, and entire businesses combined, and the craziest part is that this coin could still be sitting unnoticed in someone's drawer right now, maybe even yours. So before you brush this off as another coin story, stick with me, because not only will we uncover the secrets behind this unbelievable nickel, but later in this journey there's another coin coming up that might completely redefine what you think pocket change is worth, and trust me, you do not want to miss that one. Now let's dive into the mystery of the 2014 D Jefferson Nickel, a coin minted in Denver, carrying the familiar face of Thomas Jefferson, a design that has been part of American currency since 1938. But what makes this particular year and mint mark so fascinating is not its design, but the hidden anomalies that slipped through the cracks of the minting process. You see, in 2014 the United States Mint produced billions of nickels, most of them perfectly normal, but among these were a handful of coins that experienced extremely rare minting errors, and these errors are where the real magic begins. Collectors have reported strange anomalies such as double dies where the inscriptions appear slightly duplicated, off-center strikes where the coin design is misaligned creating a surreal and almost abstract look, and even rare transitional metal compositions that should never have been used for that year. Imagine a coin being struck on the wrong planchet, giving it a completely different weight and texture, something that instantly turns a common nickel into a collector's dream. And here's the thing that keeps collectors awake at night, the possibility that one of these error coins slipped into everyday circulation undetected. Because unlike gold or silver coins that people tend to examine more closely, nickels are often ignored, tossed into jars, spent without thought, or left forgotten in drawers for years, and that's exactly why these rare 2014 D Jefferson nickels are so elusive. Their value doesn't come from age or precious metal content, but from rarity, error, and the story behind them, and when a coin checks all those boxes, collectors go wild. There have been rumors in the numismatic community of private sales reaching astronomical figures, fueled by bidding wars between elite collectors who understand just how rare these anomalies are, and while official auction records might not always confirm the highest whispers, the excitement surrounding this coin continues to grow, because every time someone discovers a new variation, it adds another layer to the mystery. Now picture this, someone cleaning out an old coin jar finds a slightly odd-looking nickel, maybe the lettering looks a bit off, maybe the coin feels heavier or lighter than usual. They almost ignore it, almost spend it, but then curiosity kicks in, they take a closer look, maybe compare it to another nickel, and suddenly they realize something isn't right. That moment right there is the difference between spending 5 cents and discovering a life-changing fortune, and that's why collectors always say never underestimate modern coins, because the biggest treasures are often hiding in plain sight. And speaking of hidden treasures, don't go anywhere, because later in this video we're going to reveal another coin that might make this one look almost ordinary. And trust me, the story behind that coin is even more unbelievable. But back to the 2014 D Jefferson Nickel, one of the most intriguing aspects is how the Denver Mint's production process allowed such anomalies to occur. The Mint uses high-speed presses that can produce hundreds of coins per minute, and while quality control is strict, no system is perfect. Occasionally a die gets worn out, a planchet slips through that doesn't belong, or a misalignment occurs, and when that happens, a rare error coin is born. These are the moments collectors dream about, because they create one-of-a-kind pieces that can never be replicated, and the rarer the error, the higher the demand. Some collectors specialize entirely in error coins, spending years hunting for unique pieces that tell a story of imperfection, because in the world of numismatics, imperfection often equals value. And the 2014 D Jefferson Nickel has become a symbol of that idea, a reminder that even in a world of mass production, uniqueness still exists, and it's worth a fortune. Now let's talk about why collectors are so obsessed with this particular coin. Beyond the errors and rarity, there's the thrill of the hunt, the idea that anyone, anywhere, could stumble upon one of these nickels at any time. It's like a real-life treasure hunt with no map, no clues, just the hope that luck might be on your side. And that's what makes stories like this so captivating, because they're not just about coins, they're about possibility, about the chance that something extraordinary could happen in the most ordinary moment. And if you think this is already insane, just wait, because the next coin we'll be talking about later has a story that pushes this idea even further, so make sure you stick till the end because you won't believe what's coming next. Now imagine the excitement at an auction where one of these rare nickels appears, collectors from around the world bidding against each other, each one knowing that they might never see another example like it again. The tension in the room, the rapid rise of bids, the final hammer strike that confirms the coin's incredible value. It's not just a sale, it's a moment of history, and for the person who found that coin, it's a life-changing event, all from something that most people would overlook without a second thought. And that's the real lesson here. Always pay attention to the details, because you never know what you might be holding. And as we wrap up this deep dive into the 2014 D Jefferson Nickel, remember this: the next time you get change, don't just toss it aside, take a closer look, because this tiny coin has proven that even the smallest pieces of metal can carry unimaginable value. And if you thought this one was unbelievable, just wait until you see what's coming next, because the next coin in this journey takes rarity and value to a whole new level. Next, 2001 P Jefferson Nickel. Most people spend this coin every day without realizing it could buy a mansion, and that's not an exaggeration but a chilling reality hiding in plain sight, because the 2001 P Jefferson Nickel, a coin that looks almost identical to the one you might have jingling in your pocket right now, has shocked collectors with stories of extreme rarity and mind-blowing valuations, with whispers in elite numismatic circles suggesting that certain rare variants of this coin have reached staggering heights of up to $70 million, a figure so outrageous it almost sounds fictional. Yet the deeper you dig into its history, the more unsettling it becomes how something so common could hold such extraordinary value. And here's the twist that keeps collectors hooked: many of these coins are still believed to be out there, circulating unnoticed, passed from hand to hand like any ordinary nickel, which means the next one could literally end up in your change without you even realizing it. Now, if you thought the previous coin was already pushing the limits of belief, stay with me, because this story takes things to an entirely different level, and by the end of this you might never look at pocket change the same way again. Now let's break down what makes the 2001 P Jefferson Nickel such a phenomenon, starting with its origin at the Philadelphia Mint, marked by the small but significant P Mint mark. This coin was part of a massive production run at the start of the 21st century, a time when billions of nickels were struck to meet everyday demand, and on the surface there was nothing remarkable about them. Same classic portrait of Thomas Jefferson, same Monticello design on the reverse, same composition that had been standard for decades, but beneath that ordinary appearance lies a series of anomalies that have turned a handful of these coins into legendary treasures. One of the most talked about features is the presence of rare double die errors, where the inscriptions and design elements appear subtly duplicated due to misalignment during the die creation process. These are not the kind of errors you notice at a glance. They require a keen eye, sometimes even magnification, but once spotted they transform a simple nickel into something collectors will fight over. And then there are off-metal strikes. Coins that were accidentally struck on planchets intended for other denominations or experimental compositions, creating pieces that are completely unique in weight, color, and feel. Imagine holding a nickel that doesn't quite look or sound like a nickel. That's the kind of discovery that can change everything, and just like with the previous coin, the real thrill comes from the possibility that these rare variants slipped into circulation unnoticed, because let's be honest, who carefully inspects every nickel they receive? Most people barely glance at them before spending them, and that's exactly why these coins remain hidden, waiting to be discovered by someone who knows what to look for. Now picture this scenario: someone is going through an old piggy bank, maybe something they haven't touched in years. They start sorting through coins, stacking pennies, quarters, and nickels, and suddenly one catches their attention. Something feels off. Maybe the strike looks a little unusual, maybe the weight feels different. Curiosity kicks in. They decide to investigate further. And that moment of curiosity becomes the turning point between an ordinary day and a life-changing discovery, because in the world of rare coins, it only takes one find to rewrite your entire story, and that's what makes the 2001 P Jefferson Nickel so captivating. It's not just about the coin itself, it's about the idea that anyone, anywhere, could stumble upon something extraordinary without even trying. And if you're thinking this sounds too good to be true, remember that the history of coin collecting is filled with stories just like this, where overlooked pieces turned out to be worth fortunes beyond imagination. Now let's talk about why collectors are willing to go to such extremes for coins like this. It all comes down to rarity, uniqueness, and the story behind the piece. When a coin combines all three, it becomes more than just currency. It becomes a piece of history, a tangible link to a moment when something went wrong at the mint in just the right way, creating an object that should never have existed. And those are the coins that command the highest prices, not because of their metal content, but because of their story. And the 2001 P Jefferson Nickel has one of the most intriguing stories in modern numismatics. From rumored private sales to intense collector interest, it has earned a reputation as one of the most mysterious and desirable nickels of its era, and even now new discoveries continue to surface, adding fuel to the fire and keeping the legend alive. Imagine being the person who finds one of these coins today, in a world where information travels instantly, where collectors are constantly searching for the next big discovery. You would suddenly find yourself at the center of attention, holding something that others would pay millions to own. It's the kind of scenario that feels like a dream, yet it's entirely possible, and that's the beauty of coin collecting. It turns everyday objects into potential treasures, and every coin into a story waiting to be told. And now, as we reach the end of this incredible journey through the mystery of the 2001 P Jefferson Nickel, one thing becomes clear: the real value of these coins isn't just in their price. It's in the excitement, the curiosity, and the endless possibility they represent, because the next time you receive a nickel, you won't just see 5 cents, you'll see potential, you'll see a hidden opportunity, you'll see the chance that maybe, just maybe, you're holding something extraordinary, and that thought alone is enough to change the way you look at money forever. because sometimes the smallest coins carry the biggest surprises, and in the world of rare nickels, the story is never truly over. It's just waiting for the next discovery to begin again.